Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Sunny Pancholi, anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using trade secrets that are proven success formulas for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such industry heavyweight on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Raviraj Bhoite. He is an accomplished project, process, and people manager who brings a wealth of expertise in project planning, requirement gathering, and team leadership. With a strong background in project management and leadership, he has a consistent track record of demonstrated proficiency in Scrum Master, client delivery, quality management, and risk management. In his current role as Associate Director of Software Engineering at Evolent Health, Pune, he has played a pivotal role in enhancing client implementation efficiency. His strategic approach has resulted in a remarkable 33% reduction in implementation time, an 8% cost reduction, and a 40% decrease in errors for 3 clients in just 2 years. Furthermore, his adept management has led to a 30% business scale-up over a 2-year period through collaborative internal planning, risk mitigation, and continuous process improvements. Welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, Mr. Bhoite.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sunny.
So to begin with, could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey so far with highlights of important achievements and contributions?
Sure. Yeah. So first of all, thank you for this opportunity. This is something new and interesting I've been going through. So, and I am excited at the same time as well. So yeah, now to tell about my journey so far. So I've worked in few organizations. I started my professional career journey back in 2007, and I've handled multiple levels of roles and responsibilities. I started as a data entry guy, simple role in a very small life science contract research organization. And I've grown up to the latest role as an associate director in an IT company, which is an MNC, US-based MNC. And all of these years, I have been working in the healthcare industry. So I have handled multiple roles, as I said. So I have worked as a vendor for multiple global clients. And then I have also worked as a client with multiple global vendors. So I have seen both sides of the transaction and can very well relate to the various work environments, the requirements, the expectations on both the sides. I have been a key contributor in several projects where I was being able to provide deep insights, which helped achieve project timelines well before the time with high quality outputs. I've also provided several process improvement input, which helped reduce the total turnaround time of approximately 27%, the overall project timeline I'm saying. And I was also able to improve the quality of work by close to about 40%. So we measure the quality in terms of the amount of work and the error rate which we go through. So that defines the quality of the work. And in the recent stage, very lately, in the past couple of organizations, I have worked as a project manager as well. I've handled multiple projects simultaneously as well, and in different therapeutic areas with multiple clients at hand. And I've provided efficient trainings to new team members, existing junior team members, and on certain technical and soft skill aspects as well. And this really helped the whole team as such. The project team or the team at hand, with the productivity of the team was increased by over 20% for 2 years consecutively. This contributed towards bringing more business to our BU. And in the current organization, as an associate director, I have scaled up the business by 30% within 2 years. So as a result of improving communication channels between internal and external stakeholders, cross-functional teams working on process optimization and monitoring project metrics. So I've provided my inputs and support in the product development, which helped finalize 2 major product enhancements. This helped save time and cost by close to 50%. So I've been looking at multiple aspects. I've been looking at as a project manager. I've been looking at as a people manager. I've been looking at as a product management. I've been handling various roles simultaneously. Working on process innovation has been of prime importance throughout my career journey. Multiple times I have made process or made them lean. It's just common sense. I think if you work on the process, the result is a consequence. It has to be the best. So if you work on the process consecutively, like properly, it really helps to reduce the project time as such, the overall end-to-end process. It reduces the cost, it reduces the operational cost, it reduces the errors, and the time efficiency is also increased. So, and with respect to the people management, so I have been like responsible for many team members from multiple projects in different couple of companies. And in my last current organization, sorry, I have grown the team by 163% in a matter of 3 years. And I've helped them reduce the training time. Initially the training time was up like 6 months, 6 to 9 months before the person can be actually handling the production data and everything. So with my help and we optimizing the process, we reduce the training time to 3 to 4 months. And we also offer them efficient hands-on training. So this has helped me a lot to grow in my career and also help my team members or my clients or the customers to grow as well.
Mr. Bhoite, thank you for the excellent start to this interview. And I must say, your career journey is truly inspiring.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks for that.
So continuing our conversation, our viewers would like to know, apart from leadership, what qualities do you believe you carry that are indispensable in the healthcare industry and the project management and software domains?
Yeah, sure. So leadership qualities, genuinely everyone has. It's just that whether you use it or not, and during what stage of your journey is a big question actually. As in when your experience grows, those leadership qualities come into you and you get trainings and everything. But apart from leadership, while you're working on multiple aspects, you may be a fresher, you may be a mid career professional, or you may be a highly skilled professional. There are certain qualities which should be and which are genuinely in everyone actually, and they just need to be aware of those. For example, I'll tell you about 3-4 qualities which I think I have, and I have proved myself on those skills aspects multiple times. First, prime importance I would give to communication skills. You may not be good in English. There are many people I've seen, they are not good in English, but they do communicate well, whatever languages they like speak. At technical roles or junior roles, that is good enough because we just want to get the work done. So the communication skills is a major aspect. As you grow in the career ladder, you have to be good in communicating with your teams, your managers, your colleague managers, your stakeholders, the clients. You have to be very good in communication. And I have managed several internal and external stakeholders. I've been presentations, I've managing many cross-functional teams, I've handled global clients. And each time I have made sure that to communicate effectively the point, whatever I say is exactly what they interpret. There should not be any ambiguous meanings to that. So that is the importance of communication to help grow trust and transparency within 2 or more people. So prime importance is for communication skills. Second is to be adaptable and flexible. Recently, like last decade, or maybe I will say more than a decade, the technology is changing fast. Whatever industry, I am more into healthcare industry. I have seen a lot of changes in healthcare industry since past decade, a little more actually. And I've demonstrated adaptability and flexibility. You need to make sure you cannot sit in your comfort zone and just make sure that whatever comes through our way, just do it and leave it. You have to grow. You have to be flexible and adaptable to the demanding changes. the system changes, the technology changes, the people change, the company changes, the business requirements changes. If everything is changing, how can you still stay the same? You have to be adaptable. You have to be flexible enough to handle those changes. I have demonstrated this multiple times, and they were in different companies, and each time the challenging situations, I have been made sure that it's been done appropriately to the best of my capacity, and have been appreciated for the same. Next, I would say attention to detail. It is very important because uh, most people like to throw out ideas like, we can do this, we can do this. There will be one or two in every meeting. If you go, or if you even observe people among group of like 6-7 people, if you sit, there'll be at least one person who is uh, just quiet for most part of the meeting, and then when he or she opens the mouth, they have something really invaluable to speak, because they have some certain attention to detail. I am one of them. I do not talk a lot. I speak to the point, very precisely. So whenever there is a meeting, there is a presentation, or there's a conference, wherever I'll listen to everything. I'll see what it is. I'll completely understand what the situation is, ponder over it a minute or two, and then I will come up with some key insights. I have been demonstrated this multiple times, and truly it has been a blessing for me for to just keep quiet and listen, and then speak when you have already thought what you are supposed to speak. Then the law, one more key attribute which I can see is problem solving ability, which is again a little extra point to that attention to detail. So once you have a problem, you really need to read that problem statement again and again. If you understand the problem really, half of the problem is solved. The solution is within the problem. So if you go read the problem, understand the problem, break it down if necessary. There are multiple tools when you have to solve a problem. Like for example, fishbone analysis is one. Multiple tools are there. So if you really sit down and break down the problem, understand each aspect, you have the solution. It's just a matter of time when you can actually build that tool or build that service, whatever you are into, and then prepare a good enough plan to execute it. So that problem solving ability, I think I have, and I have been working on that a lot, long time. So I would summarize this.
Amazing. To all the viewers watching, 4 key points. First one is you need to really have some communication skills, good communication skills. Second is adaptability. Third is problem solving and attention to details. So these are the 4 key things, key takeaways from this session. All right. We'll be sharing more insights with you. This brings us to the third question of the session, and here it is. What are some of your professional life's learnings that you'd like to share with our viewers today?
Professional life learnings. There are many. I would shortlist them to 2 or 3, I think. So first of all, whoever is new to career, or they are struggling to find in a midlife crisis or mid-career crisis, or who really want to make a difference to their life or the people around them, find an area, find a career in something you are genuinely interested, and there is a scope attached to it, so that you can earn well and stay in that field for a longer time. So your career needs to have a mix of these 2 characteristics. Only interest or only scope doesn't work for a long time. For a while, it may take you, it may interest you, you may earn some money, but then it becomes monotonous. It becomes too much for you, because it's not a mixture of what you want. So find something which genuinely interests you, your passion or your interest, make down a list, and then try to see what scope it has in next few years, next decade, next 2 decades, whatever at the maximum you can find. Do this. Second, I would say, whatever you choose, focus on your own learnings and growth. Do not try to control everyone around you. You may be a manager, you may not be a manager, you can just be a team member or something, but you have to deal with people wherever it is. Even if it is an individual contributor role, you still have to work in a team. You still have to report to a certain manager. So do not try to control everything or everyone around you. Just focus on your learnings and your growth. As I think I mentioned earlier, companies change, colleagues change, technology changes, times change. Hence, you also need to learn and grow. And you can only do that when you focus on yourself and what you are given. Do not look, do not be vague, do not be too broad. For now, you just need to focus. Once you grow into your leadership level, then probably you will get a chance to have a bird's eye view, to manage few people. Then you need to have a broader scope. But that skill will come to you in due time. And then the third thing, which has been like the reality in last few, especially since the COVID break lockdown came up, many people are getting laid off, and they do get jobs in later life. But then it's a very tragic situation when, especially if you are a sole earner for the company or something like that. So whatever happens, when you are focusing on your learnings and growth, you will find an opportunity somewhere else. But in the meantime, do not get emotionally attached to any company. Just work on yourself. Companies will keep coming and going. There will be new companies, new startups, new MNCs. Something will come up. Do not get emotionally attached. It's a profession. Behave professionally.
Amazing. So now that we have discussed your career journey, your professional pursuits, roles and responsibilities, let's dive into the subject of ESG and corporate governance. So here is my question to you, and a very obvious one. What piqued your interest in ESG and corporate governance?
I'll be very honest. I had no idea what these terms were. I've heard these in the news and the articles here and there, or probably reading some related, some stocks related news, the share market. Sometimes these things do come here and there, but I never really understood what is. I did not give enough, like I did not bother myself with these terms. But I attended the free masterclass the Directors Institute provided, and it really, then that's when I got interested that if you want to get into a certain role, you don't have to be like on a single career ladder. You can actually do something else. There are certifications, there are skill sets which you can work on, and you can go to that director's role. So this really piqued my interest. And looking at what I can promise to the team or the company, there are multiple value systems where I saw that a director needs to have, and I have those qualities. It's just that I need to work on it. I need to improve myself on it. And that's where I thought, let's give it a shot. I would really love to know more, and what better than just do like train myself and do hands-on.
So, Mr. Bhoite, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring along?
So when you speak of certain value systems, as a human, there are multiple values you already have. At different situations, you need to showcase different values. So in example, for example, if you in an organization, I think integrity is the most important. You need to so there is a saying, what you do when no one is watching is how you do when everyone is watching. So while at home you're sitting alone, or you're in office, or you are in a meeting, wherever you are, you need to have certain integrity. And in your behavior, the way you were, the honesty you show, whatever you say, this is what I'm going to do, and what you do is actually should be the same. That is what integrity means. So that is one value I can bring along. I am a socially responsible person. Very simple example I'll give you. Even if it is at night, 12 a.m., 1 a.m., whatever in the night, if I'm driving, there is a red signal, I will stop. I will not cross the red lane, red light. I am a socially responsible person. I'm not lying, because I know it's India. So very few people follow the rules, and I am very proud to tell I'm not exaggerating. I am one of them. And I believe and I practice diversity and inclusion in my workplace, and all these during all the careers I've been going through. In my latest couple of organizations where I was responsible for team, interviewing them, hiring them, this was one of the prime points which I had to focus on: diversity and inclusion. There had to be no room for biasness. Then next point is, I believe in and practice transparency in my workplace. So not everything from the higher management is fully transparent. That is how corporate works. But whatever level of transparency I am allowed, I will definitely make sure my teammates or my colleagues know that whatever it is, and there will be no hiding. There will be no what do you say, telling something and doing something else, like the integrity point mentioned. So transparency is one value I bring into picture. The next aspect is, I think I'm really good at stakeholder management. I have been handling multiple stakeholders at all points of time. I've worked with global clients. When I say global, I literally mean global: US, the Africa, Europe, China, India, Southeast Asia, Australia. I've been literally working with all the clients, and I have worked as a client and I have also worked as a vendor, as I mentioned previously. I've seen both sides. So stakeholder management or vendor management is something that I really can perform on very nicely on. And at each step of my career, I have always proved that myself accountable and responsible to towards the work I do. Because if somebody is investing in you, for so example, I'll give you an example here. It is slightly unrelatable to a career professional, but it will genuinely make sense. So if you are in a share market, if you want to choose a stock, what is the first point that you see? How good the stock is, right? You will invest in that stock only if you are sure that in couple of years, on 5 years, 10 years, whatever duration you decide, it will give you certain returns. So that is how an organization also looks at you. You are a stock to them. If they invest in you right now, they will hire you only provided that you will give them returns, whatever that is, right? So because realizing that I am an asset to the organization, I have to give some returns to that organization, as what I would also expect some in later point of my time when I'm hiring somebody. I need that certain returns from them as well. So you need to be accountable and responsible for whatever work you are supposed to do and whatever you are given. Only then you can provide more than what is given to you. And then finally, I think I always think on solutions which are sustainable in the long run. See, short-term solutions work for some time, but then if you are really looking for a longer run, because for example, I gave a stocks example, right? It has to be a long term, only then you can earn a lot. Even if you see in our society, if you go around the roads and everything, the government is also building the ring roads around the city. They are building metros. This is a long term vision, because that has to stay in the long term, right? You cannot build like the road is there and you just, there is a pothole, you just bury it. That's it. That's a short term solution, because it will get eroded. It will be a pothole again. A long term solution is like the cement roads they're preparing. It's last long. So you will always have to think about how sustainable it is. Whatever solutions or whatever services you are providing, it has to be sustainable. So these are the few values I think I can bring along.
Exceptional. Let's move on to the next subject, that is on technology and its impact on your professional landscape. So here is my question to you. What are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? That is part A. And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, Web 3.0, etc., etc.?
Yeah. Okay. So I think I mentioned I started my career in 2007. Back then, the internet was up and going, but it was not as how we see it right now. So I've worked in the healthcare industry for more than a decade now, and I've worked on several technology. I've seen several technology changes. For example, I personally, I said I started with data entry, right? I used to do data entry with paper case report forms. The paper used to come to me. I used to see, enter, and then we used to send the queries to the investigational sites, get them handwritten signatures. Then they used to courier it to us. Very slow process. Like it used to take a long time before. And I said I worked with global clients. So I think if I remember correctly, that was a project in some countries within Africa, and it was a WHO sponsored, the World Health Organization sponsored project. So I was working on that. So that process took a really long time because we were working on handwritten papers and everything. All the proofs and all the patient data was on that papers. Within like 3-4 years, everything had changed. There was electronic case report forms. There was no paper forms anymore. Handwritten signatures were replaced by e-signatures and approvals. Then I have always seen the management using PowerPoint as their go-to tool for presentations and data visualizations, where you just input the data from the Excel sheet. Then there are like default set graphs, and then you see. Now, if you see, there are multiple tools like Python, SAS Studio, Tableau, Power BI. These tools are like very on the spot. Like if you input the data, there are multiple ways to look at the same data, multiple line graphs, bar graphs, pie charts, whatnot, heat maps. There are multiple tools we can, and with a click here and there, you can change the data, you can change uh, the visualization as well. It's that quick. The technology is like growing fast. Then, if I remember correctly, one more, we used to work on protocols where we have to prepare different reports, forms, identify issues, trends, all done doing manually. Like we had Excel sheets, PDF copies, PowerPoints, these kind of things. This recently, I think, I know I've spoken to a couple of people in my networks. They said machine learning models have been implemented in these protocols. What does that mean? This tool, what does it? It pulls the protocol, it runs through that protocol, it identifies the reporting requirements, and it prepares the new drafts. And you just have to look at the drafts. Like 50-60% of the work is done by the tool automatically, and within few minutes. It doesn't require days and weeks which you used to go read, note down, prepare, then go prepare, then finalize it, refine it. It takes a lot of time. So looking at this, what happened in last decade, I think in near future definitely there will be a lot of artificial intelligence related changes which will ease several repetitive tasks and manual labor. But I think it will still come at a cost of, like, high cost, because it's new. And I think data security and compliance will be a huge field in near future, because everything is electronic, everything is automatic. There should be certain security measures. So if there are people who are looking at who are into web security, data security, compliance, quality, audit, these will few fields which will grow very rapidly in next decade, I think. And we've seen many people who say that AI will replace people, AI will replace people. No, AI will not replace people. I am sure AI will replace jobs, yes, but not people. And the people who think their jobs are not safe, they just need to learn AI. They just need to get into technology. They need to understand what it is. If they are able to use AI, they can use that advantage to be successful. So there's no need to worry, or not need to be scared that AI will take or replace people.
So, Bhoite, thank you for sharing such amazing insights into different subjects. So this brings us to the last question of this session. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So what are your thoughts about these initiatives taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole team of World Development Corporation?
Yeah. So I remember I read this somewhere on LinkedIn or some Bombay Stock Exchange article, I think. Something related to career. I think it was mostly LinkedIn only, but I'll summarize it. This was related to the people who are looking for jobs, or in general talking about career growth. Few sentences which were mentioned were like, people who are fresh out of college, they need to display certain theoretical knowledge, technological skills, and a certain zeal to get their first job. That is all they need. They don't need practical work experience. Then once you get into an organization, people with 2 to 5 years, 6 years, 7 years of experience, they really need to show some practical technological skills and recognitions for their performances to get increments or getting a new job, something like that. People with like 5 to 10 years of experience, they need to show technological skills, plus they need to show some soft skills or some leadership related skills, so that they can go to a higher they can climb that ladder, or they can find better jobs in other companies in the same their chosen career ladder. But the people with more than 10 years or 12 years of experience, nothing works. They need networking to get into higher positions. Networking is absolutely essential for anyone who is like in a mid-career life professional. So I think this is where I think Mr. Zishan, Mr. Hevel are providing golden opportunities for people like me to grow in my network, grow my network across the globe. So this World Development Corporation team, whatever you guys are doing, like creating community of industry magnates, will definitely help a lot of people. It will. I'm being honest. It will definitely help me. I know I'll grow my knowledge. I'll reach. I will reach greater heights, and because of which what all these industry magnates also will be able to see what lies beyond the horizon. So this is a great opportunity. This is a great tool or great initiative they've taken. So I would take this opportunity to really thank both Mr. Zishan, Mr. Hevel, and the whole World Development Corporation team, including you, from the bottom of my heart for making this happen. Thank you.
Amazing. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you, Mr. Bhoite, for joining us today. Wish you the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute has unquestionably expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds.
Thank you. Thank you, Sunny.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Have a nice day.